Hello everyone, Randy here again. We're playing Farming Simulator 15 on Idaho on the RDAllen multiplayer server, and we are joined at the moment by Emily, Thomas, and Cyrich. And since last episode, we have indeed updated the map here. This is a newer version, different version of the Idaho map. Definitely has some improvements on it. As you can see, the map itself looks pretty much identical. Though this map does not quite actually follow what's actually on the map, if that makes sense. If we head over to the farm here, for example. Let's see, do I have anything to I can tab to here? I do not, I guess. Okay. So we're kind of at the main, well, a little bit further on here. We're at the main farm area here. Kind of on the other side of those trees there. Guess we don't have nothing we can tab to over there. One of the big differences on this map, fences. You can no longer drive through the fences on the map anymore, at least not most of them anyway. There's a few you can still drive through, but most of them you cannot drive through anymore. Probably the biggest change you'll notice once we get to the main farm here is the main farmyard has changed quite significantly, I would say. And like I was saying, this area of the map here no longer quite corresponds with the map itself. If you bring this map up, it's no longer quite right. As far as I know, the rest of the map is pretty close, at least from what I've seen. It's just this portion of the map right here isn't quite been updated. So yes, like I said, this is kind of the main farmyard here. As you can see, definitely different. I would have to say I do like it better, though. It does look better. Got a few more buildings on it, a few more enclosures. The bins are still back here yet, the silo bins. So this part hasn't changed a whole lot, just the layout has changed, I would say. We got some more bins over here as well. And then back behind the farm, we got a slightly smaller field 7 and 8. So as you can see, according to the map, I'm on 8 already. I'm not quite. Field 8 actually starts right here. You can kind of see they kind of cut Field 8 out a little bit to fit in the extra buildings here. But anyway, overall, I would say this is a improved version of the Idaho map. I kind of like the fall-colored trees on the map here, too. At least where I live at the moment, it is getting close to fall. The trees haven't quite started turning yet, but they probably will in the next couple of weeks here, I imagine. So anyway, I was going to start doing some harvesting here. It was, yes, this is the harvester I was walking to there. And yes, we did start fresh on the Idaho map here when we started. This version of the Idaho map did require a fresh save game, which I suspected it would. And we did not bother bringing any of the equipment we had from our old Idaho over to this one. That doesn't mean we've already got nice equipment, though. First off, the Idaho map did start us off with some fairly nice equipment. It started off with one. I think it was just one. I see we got two, but I'm pretty sure it just started us with one. Looks like we acquired a new one already. One New Holland combine here, the CR1090. And like I was saying, looks like we got two of these already. And of course, we got the Case Magnum there, Kinsey grain cart. We've got quite a bit of equipment already. Like I mentioned too, we added in the Crone pack. We didn't add in the entirety of the Crone pack though. We ran into the newer version of the Idaho map here is it's 2 or 3 times bigger file size wise than the old one. I think the old one was like 300 megabytes or something like that. This new one's like in the 800 megabyte department. So we actually had to remove quite a few mods to fit this on the server. Like I mentioned before with the multiplayer server, for the download all function to work, I need to keep the mods under 2 gigabytes. So it needs to be under 2 gigabytes. Okay, and that is the right tractor, yes. Okay, now if we just go to the shop here quick a minute. I'm not entirely sure what categories the Crone equipment's all going to show up under, but I'm guessing a couple pieces are going to be under baling technologies here. So we got the Crone baler prototype, basically the square baler, and then a round baler. Looks like that's all that's in the baling technology. I'm guessing mowers maybe has some more. Yes, we got the Crone Big L500. And there should be at least one or two more around here somewhere, too. Harvesters, perhaps? Yes, there's the other one. The Crone Big M500. We actually had this on the server before, but this one is actually the one from the Crone pack. I don't know if anything's changed with it or not. And I'd like to say there is one more here yet. I wonder if we go under Crone. Yes, probably under loading wagons. We got a couple more loading wagons here, the 460 and the 560. I believe they actually have these on farming, or at least one of them anyway. I'm not sure which one, or a similar one anyway, on Farming Simulator 17. If I'm not mistaken anyway. Pretty sure I've seen that on there. I think that it was a very similar wagon. But yeah, that's not the entirety of the Crone pack. Like I said, for space-wise, we had to take a few of the Crone pack items out. And then we also had to get rid of a few other mods on the server here as well. Just to make the new map fit and then the Crone pack fit. Basically, between the new map and the Crone pack, we're looking at 1 gigabyte worth of additional mods there. So yeah, we pretty much deleted the old map, and then we had to get rid of probably close to 500 megabytes worth of mods. So I think, for example, one thing we got rid of, I don't think we have the John Deere pack anymore. No, we got rid of the John Deere 8R pack. We no longer have that. That was like 100 megabytes right there. So yeah, definitely had to get rid of some mods in order to add some mods. And we also broke the game already. For those of you playing on the multiplayer server, you'll know what happened. For some reason and somehow, we're not sure yet what happened, I don't think. But our storage disappeared on us, and everything went to German. At least I think that's what I was told. It was German. So yeah, when we went to, if we go to the storage here, I got to go the other way. Yes, to this storage here, everything was gone. This was entirely blank. Nothing here. Not even... not even the types here. This wasn't even here. And then all the text up here was in German. So, pretty weird. I'm not sure that we know what broke it yet. But we basically ended up having to start over again. So hopefully this doesn't happen again. We're thinking it was just a freak accident. Something happened. Something went wrong somewhere. Not sure, like I said, what happened yet. But we are back up and running again. And hopefully that doesn't happen again. The plan, by the way, I think at this point is we're probably going to play on this map maybe another week or so. And then we'll probably switch over to the Farmcraft map. For those of you not familiar with that map, that is a combination of Farming Simulator 2009, Farming Simulator 2011, Farming Simulator 2013, and the Farming Simulator 15 maps. All put together into one 4X map. Seems like a good way to wrap up Farming Simulator 15 here, playing on the Farmcraft map. Actually, I should say it's called the World of Farmcraft. By the way, I always call it Farmcraft, but I think the technical or the full name is World of Farmcraft, I believe. And this map does have Clover and alfalfa on it, by the way. Not sure what's right in front of us here. It's either Clover or alfalfa. I'm guessing by the little more purplish flower, it's probably the alfalfa. Let's see, what do we have here? Oop. That almost looks like clover. Kind of have a rounded flower on it. Oh, no, that might be alfalfa if you get down close. That might be alfalfa. Have to see the clover to know for sure. Typically, when you're doing alfalfa, you don't actually let it get to the flowering stage like that. So that alfalfa there is probably a little beyond use. Yeah, basically alfalfa, it tends to have a little bit longer purplish flower. Clover, a little more rounded and lighter, kind of a pinkish purple flower, I would say. And of course, not to mention, the clover leaf versus an alfalfa. I guess you'd call it a leaf, more of a long leaf. Anyway, for those you wanting to join us on the multiplayer server here, you will need to download the new mods as well as the new map. Links are in the description below. The first download link should download all the mods needed to join the server. And the second download link will take you to the server download page where you can download the mods individually. So for those of you who have joined us on the server here before, if you were on Idaho, you can probably use the second download link if you wish and just download. I think there's a half a dozen mods you need. Maybe it's a dozen, I forget. Because we added in the 5 or 6 crone, we got the map, and then the map's required files, which I believe was the mix feeder. And it seems like there might have been one other. Oh, the multi-mowing mod, I believe. I think it was just those 3 or 4 map mods that were required. And then just also a reminder as well, we do have a TeamSpeak server. If you are joining us on the multiplayer server, highly suggest you hop on TeamSpeak there. Makes communication on the multiplayer server much, much easier. And I would add probably much more fun. Also, I would have to say this map's probably a little more, at least the fields anywhere, a little more hilly. Adds a little bit to the map in my opinion. I kind of like to see some nice rolling hills on a map rather than just flat fields. Just adds a bit to the map in my opinion when you got some nice rolling hills and not just, flat, boring fields in my opinion. Now, for those of you who watched my extreme tedding video there, you will know the old version of the Idaho map had some pretty good hills on it as well. That was technically not really a field, though, so I don't know if you want to consider that a hill, but we're pretty much mowing the grass field, which was the field 43 there, where it says field 43. That was the grass field we were mowing. I don't think you can actually mow that now. I haven't looked over there, but I've been told it's more of a forestry area, I believe. And I know a couple people asked what we were doing with all that hay. We did actually bale that. I don't know if we actually got around to baling all of it or not, but we were baling it. And then we wrapped it up into silage bales and sold the silage that way. So yes, we had a pretty good baling operation, silage making operation going there. That's funny, the tractor's bouncing around there. But yes, definitely seeing how we have alfalfa and clover on the map, I definitely want to give that a try. For those of you watching the Oklahoma series, you know I have alfalfa and clover on there as well. I actually make pretty good money making alfalfa and clover bales. Probably not as much as silage bales, but it is still really good money. It's like, what's that, $1,500, $2,000 per bale for alfalfa and clover. So quite a bit of money there for alfalfa and clover bales. Now, I'm not sure that might change for this map. I don't know if prices vary a little bit. I'm not sure on that one, but at least on the Oklahoma map there, make some really good money making clover and alfalfa bales. The one thing we might have to do, and I just happen to think of this right now, in order to get alfalfa and clover bales to work on Oklahoma, I had to add the add bale types mod. Otherwise, I just got straw bales out of clover and alfalfa, which was just, I'm sorry, that's just plain silly. That's not right. So we might have to do that here as well. I'm not sure. We'll have to check that out. Like I said, we got the crone pack, so that might be able to handle the alfalfa clover bales properly. I'm not sure. If it does not, though, I might add the add bale types mod. That way we can get that to work properly here on Idaho as well. At least hopefully anyway. Anyway, we'll read a couple of comments here, by the way. Declan was saying, first one, and nice video, by the way. Thank you very much for that. Richard was saying, the 6 miles an hour thing is the turning speed. I have the same bug. Talking about course play on Oklahoma there. Yes, I am aware of that. If you turn up the turning speed when course play is slowly making its way back to the start point, that is the turning speed at 6 miles per hour. I suppose you could turn that up, but you'd probably want to make sure you turn it back down again, because course play, at least in my experience, does not do well if you turn that speed up too much. You might be able to get away with a couple miles per hour. Again, it probably depends on the mod and vehicle you're using, but in my experience, turning that up too much, and course play does crazy things. Not that course play doesn't do crazy things already, mind you, but it will make it even more crazy. Lana was asking, where's your big buds? He's asking that on Oklahoma there. They are still sitting behind the sheds yet. Use them for field work, so haven't been doing much field work there on Oklahoma as of late. And also, if you're asking where the big buds on Idaho here went, those were the mods that got deleted to make room for the Crone pack and the new Idaho map. So we got rid of the big buds as well on here. I think we got rid of all of them, I believe. Double check that. Yes, we got rid of all the big buds. Not that there's nothing wrong with them, it's just we had to get rid of something to make room for the other mods, so... Hello Leaf was saying, I think the variation in course play was a bit of a lag spike and messed course play up and got it off course enough to hit the building. You could very well be right on that, and I've often suspected as much. You get a little bit of lag, and right away course play's done. It gets off course, it goes crazy, it does derpy things. Edward was saying he's a new subscriber. Well, welcome to the channel there, Edward. He says he would like to know how to run course play with a harvester in the field. Says he can't seem to get it to work. Well, you've probably come to the right series there on Oklahoma then. If you start watching the Oklahoma series, you will see lots and lots of course play and course play setup. I haven't showed everything, but I've tried to show as much as possible setting up course play. So for those of you wondering how to set up course play, just watch the whole Oklahoma series. I think we've pretty much done it all on there about, except for maybe like manure, transporting courses and stuff like that. That and probably silage work. We haven't done any silage work on there either, but for the most part, I think we've done pretty much everything else. At least especially with harvesting and field work anyway. You know, from running multiple combines, like up to 12 combines, multiple grain carts, multiple cultivators, multiple seeders. Pretty much you name it when it comes to field work. I think we've pretty much done it on Oklahoma. Multiple mowers, you know, baling, tedding, raking, even hauling bales. Definitely done a lot of that on Oklahoma. Just a Belgian Gamer was saying, great video again. Thank you very much for that. Liam was saying the 6 button on the top to turn the field speed and the turn speed up and down. Correct. Kind of like I was just saying a couple moments ago, though. I don't know that you want to turn the turn speed up at all. In my experience, turning that up really results in a derpy course play. Sabo, I know why course play sometimes drives courses and sometimes waits for the combine. It's because it's derpy. You know, I think he's got it right, folks. I think he's got it right. Travis was saying they're in Idaho for the extreme tedding video. That's a huge field. Yes, it was. Technically, it wasn't really a field, though, on that version of Idaho. It was just a large empty space. And now on this map, like I said, I have not gone down there yet. I think Thomas or Bull were saying it's actually trees now, so if we want to do that again, we're probably going to have to get the chainsaws out. Which we might have to do. We haven't done much logging in the multiplayer server here as of recent. Might have to do some more of that again here. We'll have to see once. Jeffrey was asking, I would love to have drive control, but for some reason I can't get rid of some things I don't want. He was saying, I remember you saying something about switching things to true and false in the drive control XML. So yes, for those of you that have drive control or want to get drive control, I definitely recommend that mod. It does more than just, you know, manual ignition and parking brake. It adds camera controls, it adds speed controls, it does all kinds of things. One of the features though I don't like, and that is the shuttle control. And that is something I have disabled. And that is, looks like what Jeffrey is wanting to disable as well. If you go to your Farming Simulator 15 folder, you will see a drive control, I think it's drive control config XML. It's drive control something. I'd like to say it's drive control config XML. Without actually looking, I'm not entirely sure what the exact name is. But I just want to open that up. And you'll see a list there of all the modules. I think that's what they call it in drive controls, all the modules for drive control. And then you can turn the modules on or off by just simply changing the true to false or the false to true. So for example, if you want to shut the shuttle mode off, just find the shuttle in the module list there and change it from true to false. Pretty much as simple as that. Just save it, close it, open the game up, and the shuttle for drive control should be disabled. And then I know there's a few other things I have disabled as well. I have the, I think there's a terrain module, and it seems like there's 1 or 2 other things I have disabled as well. One of the nice things about drive control, you don't have to use all of it if you don't want to. If there's features of it you don't like, say you don't like the manual ignition, you can go in there and turn that off. Or if you don't like the parking brake, you can go in there and turn that off. If you're like me and don't like the shuttle control, you can turn that off as well. Or the terrain control. Basically the terrain control that's supposed to basically add like realistic terrain. So yeah, like the tractor bounces around realistically based on the terrain it is on. Kind of sort of annoying in my opinion, but at the same time I get why. Ethan was asking, on Oklahoma, how much money would you have if you sold everything? I have no idea, folks. All I can say is a lot. We got a lot of big tractors, a lot of big equipment, combines, cultivators, planters. We have a lot of equipment there on Oklahoma. A lot of big, expensive equipment anyway. Ernie was saying, great videos. Thank you very much for that. James was saying you should check out the Ford King Ranch that has seed and fertilizer and fuel in it. I will have to do that. I have not seen that one. It's off of, let's see, FSUK, he says. So it's the Ford King Ranch. I think I actually have that mod. I just don't have the seed, fuel, and fertilizer one. Definitely a nice truck. And I will have to definitely check that out. Like I said before, I like the truck we have now, the supply truck. It just does not drive well, but it has everything in it. It's got the fuel, the seeds, and the fertilizer. So, you know, one truck, one vehicle. You don't have to sit here hauling around multiple pieces of equipment to get all three of those. Anyway, looks like we got this half of the field just about wrapped up here. And for those of you who have never played multiplayer on Farming Simulator before, I would definitely have to say you're missing out. Definitely need to play some Farming Simulator multiplayer. It is a lot of fun for those of you who have never played it before. Let's see, I think my truck's almost, yeah, it's almost full. Oh, let's see here. Got some trailers over here. I don't know if they are being used for anything or not. Looks like they are empty. Okay. But anyway, like I was saying there, definitely a lot of fun playing Farming Simulator 15 multiplayer. And if you have not tried it yet, definitely suggest you try playing some multiplayer simulator, Farming Simulator. Definitely a lot of fun when you get multiple people out working on a field. You know, you get multiple people combining, unloading combines, driving truck. You know, if you're doing logging too, that's a lot of fun. Ooh, that trailer doesn't hold it all, does it? Okay. Well, that's enough to at least empty my combine, I think. Looks like Emily is going to need unloading here pretty quick as well. But anyway, folks, on that note, I think we'll wrap up the video here. Just a reminder again, if you want to join us on the multiplayer server, links to download the mods are in the description below. We also have a TeamSpeak server as well. Like I was saying, if you are joining us on the multiplayer server, highly suggest you join us on TeamSpeak. Makes communication much easier. And with that, folks, we'll wrap up the video here. If you folks have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them below. And as always, thanks for watching, and till next time.